Hello, this is Johnny Lou. I want to let you see what I did on the video. I decided to put one hole in here so that I could just plug this in, or I could plug the USB directly to it and then able to unplug it. Now I use the bigger drill because I don't have the drill that able to hold this circle thing, and I forgot where I put everything away, so it's hard to, I'm not sure where I put it, so I couldn't use this to drill. This is probably the best one to do, but instead I use this one, and this is way too wide, and which it caused a problem. It doesn't look as pretty, but it worked. So when you put it in, you can't really see it, but when you pull it out, you can see that it's too wide. So, and also I think I oversaw the width a little bit too long because I measured from outside using another adapter. I guess I use this one, but I think this one is more wider in length, so it did not match out with the one I bought with the L shape. This is a straight one. It's not gonna work. So just to pull this out, show you what I did inside. I don't know if you could see it. So what I did is I the L shape, I just go straight across. And bring the phone over there so you can see better. Give my light. So what I did is I hot glue it, and I glue it against the wall so I have more support, so when I plug it in and unplug it, it won't come off or lost its connection. And so I also glue down the bottom, have a wider base so it hold on to it more better, and the back I glue it against the wall so that way have more support so it won't move. And so now I could plug in the USB and USB from outside. I don't have to open the cabinet no more, and I could also plug in more than one joystick. And the stuff that I used was I accidentally pulled the electrical wire apart, so I have to burn the cable to pull some plastic from the wire off and then solder it using the soldering. And also, where's the stick? Also, I have to get this to get so it will stick together. Hopefully I didn't damage the speaker. We'll find out once I turn it on. And then that's the hot glue I borrowed from my daughter, and I'm gonna use this one instead of put it inside. I'm gonna leave it outside, and it also have power on and off, so it's already fully charged. And I'm gonna plug this into the back of the machine, so that way this machine will become portable. I don't have to walk around. So what I did is I got this adapter that I was telling you about. There's USB, and it's a male head and a female OTG or micro USB, and that is what I'm using to plug this dangle to. I found the second one, so it's good, so I could do that to my other one, put the USB outside, so in case I need to do any changes or anything, I don't have to keep on open up the arcade cabinet. I could just plug it in and take it out. So we're gonna do I also use this file thing so the file to hold better. and this is the brand I bought from Amazon, and that's the model I got. And it have the, I use the rounded shape, rounded on one side. I don't know if you can see, one side is rounded and the other side is flat, like so. And then I just take time and just sand it down to the hole that I measure, and that way I could put that cable directly across. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put some screw in just to hold it, so I don't have to hold on to it when I plug it in, plug it out. Some support on it. So go ahead. I got this magnet that the screw won't fall off. So you want to get something like that. It's actually good for. So what I'm doing now is make this one. The USB original was on the board, motherboard. I bought the right angle OTG, which this one is a straight, and the straight one doesn't have room to put it in. When you put it in, it's going to like stick out, so it doesn't work. So you have buy the right angle, and then you have this flat head here facing toward the screen. Then plug it in. Then what I did is I glued this wall against the cabinet on the side wall, and then glue down the bottom to here. So now I have able to access it from outside. Then I bought this fasten so I could put my portable battery. And to line it better, what I did is I already cut it even size. I'm gonna put it right here. Then I'm gonna peel this off and then tape it. So that way I can see exactly where I want to tape it, because if I tape it down first, it might not be in the right spot that I want it. So a good idea is take this off, and this is a 3.7 volt. It's made for Raspberry Pi, but it works nicely here. And then you can also use it to charge your phone. I'm not sure how good of a charger it is for a phone, because the phone now is a 2.0 volt, use a high voltage. So I don't know if this will work with the. So I'm gonna plug this, take this on here, and then peel this piece off. So that way, in the future, if I wanted to replace the battery, I could access it. So I don't know, should I do it this way? This way, the off and off button is at the bottom. If I do it this way, off and off button is on the side, and the plug is down here. I guess right here it will be fine. So my off and on button's there, and then this will be plugged into this right here. Okay, now I noticed that if you plug this and unplug it, like use 1 player to 2 player, I know some game will get messed up. I do know if you turn off the emulator and you turn off the machine while you're playing emulate the game, the controller of each emulator will get messed up. That for sure, I know I test that and I find out that's true. But I do not know which one really messed up. I know Neo Geo messed up a lot, and the PlayStation, Super Nintendo 64, they do not get messed up. The setup does stay, so it depends how you configure it. If you configure it wrong, then yeah, you will have a problem. But this is good. So anytime if I need to use the mouse, I have this outside. I don't need to go inside. I was going to solder this outside here, but that's a lot of drilling, a lot of time. So I decided to just leave it outside. So now if I want a 2-player, I just bring this with me, plug that in, plug the USB to the third one as always. That's what I'm going to use that one for, and then controller 1, controller 2. So let's go ahead and see if it works. And turn the power on. Yep, it come up. Now let's see if because I don't know that I messed up the battery, because I did not the battery, the speaker. I accidentally pulled the wire off, and hopefully I soldered it correctly so that it will have sound. Let's cross our finger. Hopefully that's good. So I went and unplugged everything, and now we plug in the stuff in, and I want to see what kind of messed up that does it really have. Oh, by the way, my next project I'm gonna do well, let me just bring it over. I found my Super Nintendo. I put all my stuff away once I finish the project. I'm going to do Super Nintendo Classic, and I'm gonna make, I bought 3 of this and 3 of the NES. I'm gonna make one of this to be a Neo Geo, so it play nothing but Neo Geo, and I'm gonna use a hard drive, flash drive, so that it will able to store, because originally I bought 3 because I want to put Neo Geo on it, so there's like 180 plus game, and I have only could put like 30 to 25 game per hard drive on this system, so I have to do like 3 system. But now since the new thing is you run it from a flash drive, going through the power, so I could do that in the next video. I'm gonna make this to, and the graphic is good. It look real nice. Okay, let's get out this one. Alright, so I got the flash drive plug in. Right now it's just a 1-player. I want to see if the Super Nintendo messed up or not. The fast way to know if it's messed up or not is, let me bring this more closer. The fast way to know if it's messed up is I always set my video to a full screen, and I could check the video. That's one way to know. So it's full screen, so it does not mess up your USB. Okay, I mean, not messed up that controller did not get messed up, so the game is gonna play okay. And you notice that this video I figured out how to make this font bigger and also change the color, and I'll show you that on the video. Since I'm able to access this a lot quicker, now I can plug everything in, but the problem is I move everything off the table. Let me go get my mouse. Sorry about the wait. So now everything is accessible outside, so that's cool. And then I have a controller now, and so anytime if I want to play a 2-player, I just plug into 2-player, boom, and plug in my mouse just to show you, how I change that. So now this thing is running like that. It looked pretty cool, and I could tie wrap this, and then now I don't have to fight to decide whether I want to make this a 2-player or 1-player. I decide by plugging whatever I want. So if I plug in 1-player, I'll just plug in the flash drive, boom, 1-player. If I need to add game, delete game, or do something to it, boom, I could just take it out and put it in the computer. So now I have a fast access, and now my system is portable. Or if you don't like to use that, you cannot find, you could buy one of this. This also turns the power on and off from outside. That's the reason I can't put it inside the system. So you can buy one of this cheap small one and also do the same thing using this thing that I bought that you could peel off and peel on, so it's good. And this thing is chargeable, so you could use 3 hour or 4 hour on this, and it runs pretty well. So let me show you what I did on how I get all the name bigger. Before we went to the setting, there's 2 settings you have to change. One is the setting that you have to go to thing is display, and then right here in the word font size, can you see that? You want to change to huge, the largest one, okay? Larger than large is huge. Then after that, you just get out the setup on the normal setting, okay? The next one is the launcher. The launcher have its own setting called Nova, N-O-V-A settings, okay? You want to click on that. In there, this is where you could take out that search command on your desktop. You could scroll down to where it says where's that search thing? They say that you could upgrade to a launcher, Nova Launcher Prime, which I thought that's what I have, but you're supposed to be able to change the icon, make it bigger. Somebody asked in a video saying, is there a way we could make the icon bigger or the font bigger? So with this version I have, only thing I could change is the let's go to the desktop, and in the desktop there's the icons layout, and in the icon layout you could change the size bigger, but some reason it won't let me change any bigger. It will make it, you could change it smaller, but you can't make it bigger. And then you could change the color to whatever color you want. Right now I have it set up to be yellow, so you could click here, you got a different color you want, you could change. You could change it to blue. See, notice this blue, but you can't hardly see it because the background is dark. So I changed yellow so you can see better. And then the font, the label they called it, which is the label of the size of the font, I went and dragged it all the way up here to the back. If you notice, see the font is getting smaller. If I make it smaller, so just make it bigger so you can see better. Like me, I don't have 20/20 vision anymore. It's good to have those names bigger so you can see better. So this is where you change the font to make it bigger. Now to get rid of the search thing, let me see if I remember. Here you go, search bar. You click on the search bar style, and you pick the style you want. So what I did is I picked the Google style, the very last one, and then I removed the Google icon, total, like remove it. So that's why the whole thing disappeared. But you could choose like like this came back, and that's the bar, the invisible bar. And then here's the other one, started one, and I think the default one is like this. So what I did is I choose that one, and then when I get out the system, let's just get out, show you. There was a Google search here, and I just click on it, and then I just say remove from the desktop. So remove from this first screen. So now I had nothing but emulator on this program. And so now let's go back to Super Nintendo. I plug something into it, new, and let's just load a game and see if it works with 2 players. Since here you go. Let's see if my 2 players still work. I'm getting beat up. Alright. Alright, here's my second controller. So it's working. And here's my my first player. Okay, so Raphael Let me press select to bring the guy back. Start. Oh, my game is over on this save mode. Okay, you want to exit out? No. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Mortal Kombat, we already tried those on last video. All this is 2-player because last video I was playing 2-player. So yeah, the setup is still there. It looked good. So let's exit out Super Nintendo. Let's do a test. Let's unplug it and put it back to 1-player and see what kind of damage it causes. I want to see if Neo Geo is always the one that is always giving me a problem. And the one way you can know is when you're loading, if it doesn't go to the USB flash drive, that already tell you there's something wrong with Neo Geo. Now I found out that the Neo Geo, I only have 187 game working. So let me correct myself. It wasn't 190 game that I got working. Apparently some of the game I thought it was working, it keep on rebooting, so it wasn't really running. And when you try to play, it doesn't work. I mean, not doesn't work, it just kind of repeating the loop of the demo and doesn't work. And another one went to a blue screen and it doesn't work. So I removed those and I went and test using both machines, testing them at the same time, and find out that so this one I probably would do the same thing to it. This one I have the flash drive inside the system, and this one I have it outside now. Okay, so that's how you so Neo Geo game is working still, so that's good. So even though I unplug everything, it still works. So I want to go ahead and exit out the game and power it off, and I want to test to see if it damages anything. I know majority of the time it shouldn't damage anything if everything is power off. You know, like you turn this power as well off. I want to go ahead and unplug the bottom off too, and then unplug the head of the multi adapter, and I'm just gonna remove the flash drive directly and plug it directly in. Okay, man, I like this. I already love this already. I didn't have to open this thing anymore. It's a nightmare. Constantly opening, testing, opening. So this is almost wrapping up to the end of the chapter of this new toys we have, the new arcade system. But one thing I do want to probably do some more video is I did not do any video on Nintendo, Super Nintendo, or Genesis. Some people might have problems setting those up, or ENS, Game Boy Advance. They're all very similar, but I think I might do a video per each one. So whoever had problem with setting it up, they can look at those videos and say, oh, okay, this is how you do it. Because not everybody's going to go look at Neo Geo to figure out how to do Nintendo, because they're looking for Nintendo only. They're not looking for Neo Geo. So I cannot assume that people is going to look at Neo Geo and say, oh, okay, that's how you do Super Nintendo. They're going to look for Super Nintendo if Super Nintendo is not working. So I might do a video just on that. See, so let's troubleshoot it. Not troubleshoot it. Let's figure out what really messed up. By unplugging it, plug everything in, with the setup get lost. That's the downside I see about this game system, is it doesn't have a built-in battery. Like a lot of computers have a built-in some kind of like a watch battery or something, so you keep the date, keep the time, and also keep the information. This one, the time and date is all messed up. It doesn't have that. This one, I boot it up, automatically go directly to that. I remove the ES browser. I don't need it no more. I'm not moving file back and forward. I like to boot up directly to the system, so I remove this. So you can remove this as well. I could plug in the mouse now, remove that. So boot up just like that, and you don't have to do this back to get out. So after you got everything settled down, installed, you can remove that. You don't need it anymore. Alright, let's go see Super Nintendo still working. And I want to go ahead and let's just load the Reason game. Let's see if Ninja Turtle, it will recognize I only have one player, and it will let me play. Since that other player is already dead, so of course it still works because I'm only just a one player, you know. But I noticed that up and down doesn't work. See, up and down doesn't work. Left and right work. So, do I want to exit out? No. And go back. So this is kind of stuff that you run into with this system is because it doesn't have a backup battery. So if you leave it unplugged for a long period of time, sometimes your setup will be lost. So you need to know how to set those up. So go into the Genesis, go into auto detect, and you automatically have a custom one. Why did I pronounce it wrong? Okay, so some reason my up is back. Oh, that's what I accidentally pressed that last time when I configured it properly. Alright, press Y, up. Alright, you want me to do it again? You don't have to wait for that to disappear. I told you guys that you have to wait. You don't. Just press up again. And as long as this is still the same thing, one player, multiplayer, customize one. The only thing different is when you're playing a multiplayer, you want to put that as a multiplayer. But if you go back and forth, just leave it there as a multiplayer. And then you go to set up your first joystick. And you're going to press Y again, press up. And this time took it. Right, down, left. And that's everything else should be good. Select star A, B, X, Y. So it's good. Back, back, oop, back. Where'd I go back there? Back. Alright. So going up and down work. I was wondering why my up wasn't working. Okay. So turn the bar. Oh, I want to test to see if I messed up the sound. Where's my speaker button? Alright, so far so good. So that didn't get messed up. How about Neo Geo? Neo Geo, I always find out always messed up. Yep, it messed up. The configuration is lost because it's supposed to point to the external drive, and it's not seeing it. So my setup is gone. And the reason I know is because when you load, it's supposed to go to the USB host 1, but it's not doing that. And also maybe because I renamed the folder, maybe that's why it's not, it doesn't. Let's just see. Okay, 187 game, and that game, shooting game. Maybe I didn't lose it because I changed the folder name from 190 to 187 game. So now it's messed up. So 330. This game using 330 bio. I didn't put that there. See, my start button does not work, or any of this button. So do I want to quit? No. So go back. Now I'm going to go to low key setup again. So input, go to option, want to change it to full screen again. That's how I know. And also I like to play full screen. Go back to the main screen. Then go to the input device setup. And I'm going to go to auto detect. One player. Yeah, there's only one or two players, so it doesn't have the option multiplayer. Auto detect, yes. And since this is on Android, it doesn't have custom one. So you have to wait till it changes to custom one, then the setup will start working. So right now you're just gonna go to joystick and select the coin. It doesn't work, go ahead and press it again. The same button, not the other button, but same button, okay? You don't have to wait. Just press the same button and you'll come over here. Do the joystick again. Go to coin, press the button, Y button, and then now it took, and now it say custom 1, okay? So now everything you do, it will save. If it doesn't work, press the same button again, and now it went to Android. So you wanna press the Y and change it back to custom 1, and then go to joystick again. Start button, A button, B is gonna give you a problem. Press B again. Don't press a different one, we'll delete everything. Press the same button that's having the same problem. Just press it again, it will take you back here. Press Y joystick again. Now go to the C button, well B button, which is the B. Press Y, B, now it took it. Press Y, C, doesn't take it. Press it again with the X that you are trying to configure. Alright, go make sure that's still custom 1, and then go back to your joystick. It's star Y X C, so you're gonna press Y and then X, okay, and then Y and D. So your setup is done. Okay, so now since we know how to do this, it's quicker. When I first time did the demo, I might have to redo the Neo Geo, because the Neo Geo demo that I did, it was repeating like 15 minutes just to set this up. Now I could do this quicker now since I understand the behavior and the joystick stuff. So now we could load recent game that I play. Just press start. Oh, I don't want to exit out. I want to play something that everybody's more familiar with, like everybody always loved Metal Slug. So let's do Metal Slug X. That's pretty loud. I don't know, because we fixed this. I think maybe because I resoldered the back, but the sound is real loud. I don't remember being that loud. Pretty cool. Love the game. Alright, and then of course the Magic Drop. That's the first game that came out in the system. I mean Magic Law. I always forget which button to push. I wonder if this have the same part. The sound, is it that loud? Let's see if this one is as loud as the one that I modify. Alright, I'm convinced they both are loud. Alright. Man, I'm already dead. She. That's what I get for not knowing which button. What did I jump for? Oh. I'm dead. I'm not good at that game. I seldom play that game. Okay, so yep, that is Neo Geo. Quit. Alright, so Neo Geo setup is still good. Mame, it should be okay. Should be no problem. So yeah, Neo Geo, I don't know. Neo Geo didn't get messed up. Only thing I did wrong was that I changed the, when I configured. Well, no, that's a Super Nintendo. Yeah, Neo Geo did get messed up. So Neo Geo is the #1 that always get messed up, and that's the worst one. Every other one is good. Nintendo, regular Nintendo is hard to configure, but I think once you configure, it doesn't mess up. It's still good, I think. Yeah, it's still good. But the Neo Geo is the worst one of all. You will constantly have to change the joystick. Oh my goodness, my Mame is messed up. My D down is messed up. Why is only left and right? Doesn't go up, doesn't go down. That is not cool. So this is kind of the what they call it, the con and the pro. This is the con. This is the part that I hate the most. Is that when you unplug something and plug it in, your setup get lost. Does it happen all the time? Yes, it will happen to, if you change the joystick back and forward, it will messed up because the address is changed, the flash drive location is different. So yes, it will get lost. But if you leave it on, majority of the time you charge it, you leave the charger on, and because it's running through this backup battery, and this backup battery have it have a battery in there, so information do not get reset. So if you have a backup battery, plug it in, leave it on. If you're not using it, just turn it off, or leave it on and then just recharge it, like a regular recharging. Recharge it and it should be okay. But if you unplug it all the time and there's no backup battery behind it, yeah, your information will get lost. Not all of them, only the Mame and Neo Geo is the one I'm finding that I'm having problem with it. That's only if you change back and forward from 1 player to 2 player. But if you leave it as a 1 player, like this one, I already unplug it and plug it back in, so it still work. So your game still work. But the one with this one, because I unplug it and plug it back in, yeah, I lost the setup for the Mame and for the Neo Geo. The rest of them is good. Alright, hopefully that helped, and hopefully that encouraged you to do what I did, so that make this a game more fun. You can take it around one hand. Hey buddy, I got an arcade game. I can play anything, man. I don't have to wait for Neo Geo. Yeah, some of you might have to do it that way because Neo Geo is so expensive. Unless you're willing to spend the extra money and buy from eBay, which they overcharge people like $78 for the system instead of $100, $178, and then a controller instead of $49 or $59, they charge you $78 or 70 something. Yeah, $78. That's a lot of money for one controller. It doesn't even vibrate. It doesn't even have a controller L1, L2. Only have 4 buttons. Start and select. That's it. So just let you know. Alright. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye bye.